Hello everyone. Welcome back to The Road Growing Up. If this is your first time here, this channel is a space where we share thoughts about life, choices, and the challenges of growing up. Every video is like a slow ride through the streets, where we take a moment to reflect instead of rushing. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for spending your time here. If you find value in these words, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe so we can continue growing this community together. Today, I want to talk about something that feels very urgent in our time. A truth that might sound harsh at first, but it's also liberating once you really see it. Don't depend on anyone. Rise by yourself. We live in a world where it's easy to believe that someone else will save us. Parents, friends, lovers, even society. But depending too much on others can become the very chain that keeps us stuck. And in this generation, where opportunities exist but competition is fierce, the only solid foundation we can stand on is the one we build with our own hands. So let's go step by step. I've divided this talk into 7 parts. Each one looks at a different side of why we shouldn't depend too much on others, and why choosing to rise by ourselves even when it's hard is the only way to truly grow. We all love comfort. Who doesn't? When someone helps us, supports us, or even makes decisions for us, life feels lighter. Think about when you were a kid. Your parents decided what you wore, what you ate, where you studied, and it felt natural. But what happens when we carry that same dependence into adulthood? Imagine a young person who always asks their parents what career to choose, or always waits for a friend's opinion before making any move. On the surface, it feels safe because if things go wrong, you can blame someone else. But here's the truth, that comfort is a trap. The more you rely on others, the weaker your own decision-making muscle becomes. It's like going to the gym but asking someone else to lift the weights for you. You watch them sweat, you feel like you're part of it, but your body never grows stronger. Many young people don't realize they're in this trap until life forces them to stand alone, maybe when they move out, or when financial struggles hit. Suddenly, no one has the answers, and the shock is painful. This is the cost of depending too long on comfort. So I want to ask you, are you sitting in the comfort of someone else's strength right now? Are you letting their wings carry you while yours remain folded? If the answer is yes, it's time to notice it. Because growth only starts when you feel that discomfort and decide to rise on your own. Support feels reliable until it disappears. Friends promise to always be there. Partners say, "I'll never leave you." Parents sacrifice so much for us. And yes, support is beautiful, but it's also fragile. People change, circumstances shift, promises break. If your entire sense of stability is built on someone else's shoulders, what happens when those shoulders are no longer there? Let me share a simple example. Imagine 2 students in college. One studies hard because they know their future depends on it. The other relaxes, thinking, "My parents will always back me up financially. I don't need to worry too much." But then one day, something happens, maybe a financial crisis, maybe illness, and suddenly that safety net is gone. The first student can adapt, but the second, they collapse, because they never built their own foundation. Depending on others is like building your house on rented land. It looks fine today, but tomorrow the owner can take it back, and you're left with nothing. So, look at your own life. What part of your stability is built on someone else? Is it money, emotional security, or even motivation? At first, depending on others feels free, like free money, free help, free comfort. But nothing is truly free. Dependence always has a cost, and the price is usually your independence, your growth, your self-respect. Think about it. When you rely too much on someone, you also give them silent power over you. If your parents pay for everything, you might feel guilty for pursuing your own dreams. If your partner is your only source of happiness, you may tolerate things you shouldn't, simply because you're afraid of losing them. This is how dependence steals your freedom. Slowly, quietly, without you even noticing. And the scariest part, many people only realize the cost when it's too late, when they've lost years of their life, stuck in situations they could have walked away from if only they had built their own strength earlier. So ask yourself, What is dependence costing you right now? Your time, your confidence, your future. C. Now, let's flip the picture. What happens when you decide to rise by yourself? At first, it's scary. You feel small, uncertain, but with each small step, something magical happens. You start to trust yourself. Imagine learning to earn your first dollar, not from allowance or gifts, but from your own effort. That small amount may not change your financial situation, but it changes you. You realize, I can create, I can stand, I can contribute. And that feeling is priceless. Self-reliance is not about rejecting help completely. It's about knowing that, even if all help disappears, you can still survive, still move forward. That's a kind of confidence no one can take away from you. And here's the beauty. Once you learn to rise by yourself, the support you receive from others becomes a blessing, not a necessity. You're no longer chained to it. You can appreciate it, but you don't depend on it. That's freedom. C. We live in a time that demands self-reliance more than ever. Job markets are unpredictable. Technology is replacing roles. Competition is global. No one is coming to hand you an easy path. And yet, many young people are still waiting. Waiting for luck. Waiting for someone to notice them. Waiting for a miracle. The truth is, miracles rarely happen. What does happen is hard work, persistence, and the courage to keep moving even when it's uncomfortable. Look around. The people who inspire us the most are not those who were rescued, but those who rescued themselves. Depending on others in this era is like standing still on a moving train. The world will move forward without you. So, how do you stop depending too much on others? It's not about cutting everyone off or living like an island. It's about building small habits of independence. Start simple. Learn a skill that makes you valuable. Earn even a small amount of money on your own. C. Make decisions without always asking for approval. Learn to sit with discomfort instead of running to others for rescue. These steps sound small, but over time, they transform you. They turn you from someone who waits for life to happen into someone who creates their own life. And that shift is powerful. At the end of the day, life is yours. No one can live it for you, no matter how much they love you. And the scariest regret is reaching the end of your journey and realizing you never truly walked on your own feet. C. So, take this as a reminder. Don't depend too much on anyone. Rise by yourself, not because people are unreliable, but because you deserve the freedom and strength that only self-reliance can bring. As we end this ride, I want to leave you with a question. In what area of your life are you still depending too much on someone else? And what's one step you can take this week to stand on your own? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read them, and maybe your story will inspire someone else who is watching. And if this message touched you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me again in the next video. On the road growing up, every ride is a chance to reflect, to heal, and to grow. See.